Yep. This is Mac 11. Soul Invest Returns, helping you invest in your soul more so that you can get massive returns in all areas of your life. Boom! All right, let's do it. So, how to tap into your fun genius. Your fun genius. So you have some free time. You're not working, and you have this time to be exactly you, to be relaxed, but also to get some fun, to get some, not necessarily productivity in the work sense, but productivity and utilizing time wisely in the getting to be your best self sense. So, either it's after work, or before work and after your morning routine or whatever. And I've noticed in myself, and I'm sure in a lot of other people, this is also true, that when we're transitioning, whether it be between jobs or from work to sleep, work to rest, work to leisure, or leisure before work, we can tend to waste that free time thinking, or wasting it away with either stuff that keeps us busy, stuff that keeps us distracted, mindlessly entertained. Entertainment is fine, but if it turns into mindless entertainment where you're barely even enjoying it, you just want something else going on in your existence so that you can kind of clock out from life, that has its time and place, but there are better ways to relax, to be in leisure, to spend your free time, okay? So check this. How this inspiration came about was I was on my way from my home to one of the first jobs, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, this is my in-between. I consider this leisure. I consider this free time. So why not make a video? What's preventing me from making this video? Well, I don't feel tapped into that. Now, I call it my genius machine or my epiphany machine, because I know, and we all have it, I know personally that I can get to a point where I'm coming up with very good ideas, very good inspirations, and I think they're genius in the sense that if utilized, if taken to heart, they can create these massive shifts, massive differences in our lives, massive returns. And that's what I'm all about. Self-fulfilling prophecy and win-win. I'm helping myself out, and it's a why not to create a video about it and help you all out. So I love it. Absolutely love it. Check this. When we start clearing away the mental clutter, and we get to a place in space where it's clear, now that is the entry point to our genius, our fun. And I consider those very synonymous because it's a lightness, a tenderness, a playfulness, a creativity where anything's possible. And that's where we can have a little bit or a lot of bit of fun. And it's one of these, like, look, if you've ever drank before, we know the types of drinks that we're talking about. If you've ever smoked before, we know the types of smokes that we're talking about. You can get in this mode where you're just really in the moment, you're really goofing off, you're really having a good time. This can be done sober. It can. If you don't believe me, or if you've never really had experiences like that sober, Well, stick around, because these types of topics, these types of ways, these entry points, these immersions are exactly what we're talking about here. And when I get around to making that course, there's going to be a section called Sober Psychedelics, where it's going to be exactly that. It's going to be how we can really actually enjoy ourselves, really get in the moment, get to those points where we're being silly, we're goofing off, we're having a bunch of fun. We are just catering to the fun ideas that are coming up on the spot. We're becoming epiphany machines, and it's just natural. It feels like we're high. It feels like we're in an altered state, and we're completely sober. It's completely awesome. So, enough on that. How do we get there? From cluttered to uncluttered mind. Well, I could talk about the ways that I get there, and then from there we can get a little more general so that you can find your own entry points. We'll go from there, and then we'll talk about once we get into that immersion. Okay, so we're thinking, and then we get to a point where we're like, hey, I want to stop thinking so much. I want to use this time, my leisure time, right? My relaxation time. Like, let's go for it. Let's actually make it happen. So, the techniques that are my go-tos are, one of them is zooming out. Putting things into a wide perspective, a worldly perspective, a universal perspective. So an example would be either looking at a picture or visualizing in your mind's eye the view of the Earth from space, right? You can imagine this imagery right now. So here's the Earth, boom. You're looking at it from space. And then you zoom back into, boom, your regular life. This can be in a matter of seconds. And it's just to create that sort of perceptual shock, that perceptual contrast. You're at that point where you're like, you see the Earth from space, whoa, boom, come back into your body, whoa. Your nitty-gritty problems, if done correctly, if done enough times, over time, your nitty-gritty problems, your petty little thoughts, become less and less of a thing. It's kind of like, there's so much stuff going on in the world. There are so many situations that I could be involved in, but I'm not involved in. I'm just right here. I'm just chilling. And you could lean into these concepts of, there's a lot of BS going on in the world. I'm not being currently bombed. I'm not being currently shot at, etc., etc. So, in that worldly perspective, life is pretty darn good. Like, take a look around, get your views, look out a window, get your views, and get that into perspective. Like, I'm not actively being attacked, except in a very acute, small sense by my thoughts. And beyond that, I could be chilling. Like, this could be easy, right? Another approach is you can call it whatever you want. I call it the 3-second death meditation. Don't do this while driving or operating machinery or tending to young children, but close your eyes. Imagine you're dead. You're gone. Poof! You're done for. And do it with intentionality. Just do your best. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but do your best to just clear your mind. 3 seconds. Like, I'm dead and gone. Boom. I'm gone. Whatever. Right? Completely neutral about it. I'm dead and gone. Dead and gone. 3 seconds later, you open your eyes and you're like, whoa. I'm not dead and gone. I'm here. I am now. Like, let's go. Let's do something. Let's, let me enliven myself. Let me invest in my soul a little bit. Let me approach certain things in a fun, a playful, a different, a creative way. Let's get a little loosey-goosey. Why not? Come on, let's go. Let's play. Let's be a good sport. Old sport. Hey, right? So, I gotta head into the other job. I could talk about other techniques and other approaches later, but just being perceptual about it, and also being realistic. It's just like, how much leisure time do you have before you should either get ready for bed, and sleep is important, very important, but how much time do you actually have before work, or before bed, or before whatever event you have to get involved in? Be real with the leisure time, the free time that you do have, but beyond that, put things into a worldly perspective, a universal perspective, a true blue core essence level perspective where you're like, hey, I am here, I am me, I am now. Why not? Come on, let's go. Right? So this is Mac 11, Soul Invest Returns. Call to action, action to call. Think about it, feel about it, do about it.